What's going on, guys? It's definitely time to do a speaker upgrade. This is my 2015 Victory Cross Country. It's on full Vic Beggars air ride. Just yada yada, kind of simple. So it's got 5¼ inch Hawg Wired speakers right now, but I just got the DB Drive WDX6MOTOs. So they're a 6½ inch speaker, waterproof or water resistant, made for bikes, I guess, and they're supposed to be pretty substantial. So there's the magnet. Comparison to the stock ones is pretty incredible. So that's gonna be this video. Let's get started. So quick little walk around. Bike's super dirty. It's still winter time up here. I'm in Canada, so we got a pretty nice day not too long ago, and I took it out for a little rip, and so it's pretty filthy. Still have the wind deflectors on, and it's just cold. So it's parked for a few days here and got my speakers in. So yeah, a little walk around. Custom built rear fender. Molded the Vic Beggars lowers into it and used Radiance LED lights for the signal lights, and I just decided to keep the factory tail light. So it's used as the running and the brake light, and then the Radiance strips are they're just used for the signal lights. So that's how I had to get a Badlands module made by NAM's Custom Cycle Products. And yeah, it works good. It definitely made my factory LED module go crazy when I put those on, and that's why I had to get the Badlands module. So that's what I ended up doing with the back end. It's fairly low on the air ride. That's due to me deciding to make my own center stand, just so it would sit as low as possible. So it's definitely banged up and needs some powder coating, but I've made 3 or 4 different ones. I mean, they're made on how low I want mine to sit and what tires I have on mine. There's just so many variations to making them that yeah, it works for mine, and it lays out as low as it possibly could. So I got these. My levers are Cerakoted. The Arlen Ness bars, these come anodized black. So anyone that has dealt with anything anodized knows that the sun will turn anodized black kind of purple. So I was kind of over that. So I ended up getting them Cerakoted as well. And that's that. I haven't ridden it much with, and same with the levers, but they should be good. Just this year too, I got my heat shrouds for my pipes Cerakoted. They should work good too. They're rated for 1800 degrees Fahrenheit, so shouldn't have any issues with them bubbling or anything. But yeah, just did a bunch of paint match stuff. Windshields paint matched, all that jazz is paint matched. Did the dash. Dash took me about 10 hours to wet sand to get it perfectly smooth and the texture gone, and lots of little doodads here and there, like say garage door opener. So just try to keep stuff clean. Yeah, so let's get started on this speaker upgrade. So just to start, I mean, I've had this bike apart, oh man, countless times. So I know I need this little guy, the 4mm Allen wrench, need a 5mm Allen wrench, and a little pry tool to get the speaker covers off. These are actually just the Amazon speaker adapters to go from 5¼ to 6½. Let's get tearing this apart. So first off, I mean, you can start from the back or you can start from the front. I usually just try to get under here without really wrecking any paint. It's a lot easier with 2 hands, but find a spot where you can get under that. These come off fairly easy. Unclip the one side, pull out the inside part. Do the same on the other side. So after that, I'll usually come to the front. You can just usually grab this. Like I say, with two hands it's easier, but this pops off nice and easy. And then that'll access the screws for the headlight. You'll end up taking that off next. So just for sake of making the video a little quicker, there's 4 screws that hold this headlight on, one on each corner here. That one, and 2 on the bottom. I've already pulled those out and unplugged it, but that's all. Those are the only ones you got on the front of the fairing here. The next ones are all on the back side of the fairing. So you'll want to take this one out here, that one there, that one there, that one there, and there's 2 in here. Lots of guys, after they take this apart, these are a bit of a pain to get out, so they'll leave those 2 out, but I always end up putting them back in. So we'll take those out right now. All right, so it's always good practice to lay a cloth on top of your fender, just in case you drop a screw or something from the headlight. You're not gonna chip it up or scratch it up. That one goes to the clutch side of the headlight that I'm running. So I got it labeled, pretty simple. Before you pull the actual fairing off, you'll want to unplug these little white plugs here. So that's your signal lights up here, and it's just a lot easier to do it right now, usually, as long as you can find them before pulling that fairing off. Okay, so this next part, it's a little confusing the first time you do it, but it's not a big deal after you do it once. After all your all your screws are out, headlights out, all that, disconnect your signal lights. You can just give this a pull right there. So there's some clips that hold it under there, and just a little bit of wiggle in there, and it'll come loose. So these tabs right here, they catch on these little indents in the front of the frame. All right, so after that's off, you're gonna wanna take your speakers out. You got 4 bolts that hold the speaker in place, one on each corner there. So you go ahead and take that out. You'll see real quick here why this speaker upgrade started coming. And there's some stuff missing in there. All right, we finally got those out. They're a bit of a pain to get out for sure. It's easiest especially with a speaker that has a big magnet on it like these. But yeah, it's easy to take this bolt out right there, so you can kind of flex that and help get these things out. So this is what happened. I mean, the tweeters broke out of them. I don't know how, but this one's, I tried gluing it at one time, and now as I'm pulling it out, I see that it's broken off here. So yeah, they didn't have a good time. So I don't know if it's the roads or if it's how I was riding or what, but these should be a lot better. Don't have to put a speaker in from this direction anymore, which is going to be amazing. So now the 6.5s will get mounted from this side. So I'm looking forward to that. So you're not going to use these cups or whatever they call them anymore. So you'll pull out the little button screws here that hold those in, and yeah, so that's where I'm at now. We'll pull these wires out. Okay, so I kind of trimmed the fat of some stuff that I didn't need. It's still a cluttered mess up here, but that's where my power cable is and my fuse and stuff for my amp. I'm not much of an audiophile, so I don't need the stereo to be crazy. I don't need need it to be a big stereo bike. So this little JL, fully waterproof, it should do fine. I'm gonna bridge the amp to the speakers, and it should run pretty maxed out, but it should work for what I need it to. So yeah, I trimmed a bunch of the fat under there. So Gonna get the wires coming this way, wires going that way to that one. But in the meantime, I did mount up one of the new speakers. So the new adapters, the ones from Amazon, they're offset. So as far as I know, you're supposed to make them go inside to the inside of the bike, keep it away from the side of the front fairing. So that's what I did. It screws to this. I guess first off, you have to bolt it and nut it to where the original speaker went. So the adapter goes there, and then you screw the new speaker, the 6.5, to it. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is gonna be awesome. So I'm going to finish up some more of the wiring here, get the wires bridged, try to make it look a little tidier maybe. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see where it goes after this. All right, so it is all wired up. Yeah, I even tested it, and it is ridiculous. I didn't think it would be that big of a difference, but it's absolutely crazy. I've run the volume at half of what I did before, and it's seriously piercing the ears. So yeah, I ended up bridging this amp, use all of the power to it, and I wired it wrong first off the bat, so I had to call a buddy and ask him what the hell I did, and he got me fixed up, and it is working perfectly. No protect light on the amp. One thing I can help out with for sure is a good remote wire, which is the blue one on your amp, is just trigger wire. A good one, it comes out of this plug, and it is a brown pink. So it works whether your key is on the on position or accessory. So a lot of guys say to use blue pink, which is down here. Super nice for hooking into, because it's right there, but it only works on. So if you are sitting there and you don't want your key on, or you want to be able to pull your key out but still listen to your music, this way, using this wire, you can still use it on accessory. So it works awesome. So I'm gonna button this back up, and yeah, I'll come back when it's all done. All right, this thing's done. It's back together. Yeah, I mean, like I say, if you want a crazy upgrade, it definitely worked. And it's super loud. So yeah, I hope that helps somebody. And if you have any questions about anything on this thing, shoot it in the comments, and I'll try to make a video for you. And yeah, keep on ripping.